Just to give you a little idea about the program, there's basically four main components that make up the Joy House. It's home life, where they live in a home with a Christian set of house parents. This is the top of this home is the girls' house. The boys' house you passed on the way in. That's still the boys' house. It was a home that was on the property when we bought it. And the new boys' home, if you look out this window, is out at that end of the property. We're still working on it, not quite finished. And I'll talk a little bit more about that. But we can work with 8 young ladies here, and we can work with 4 guys in that house. And when we get out to that house, we'll do 8 young men. But home life, it's a Christian couple that lives and shares with them in the home, trying to make it as much like a regular home as possible. Obviously, with that many teenagers, it might be a little bit different than a normal home, but a lot of structure, a lot of love. A normal day, they'll eat a family meal together at night. They'll go out, they do some things in the community, they do games here, they'll have special nights here where they do things, but really just trying to build kind of a family atmosphere. And the house parents are really the ones that are really building those relationships with the kids and with their families as well at some level to bring the healing that we're seeking. So our house parents are here, Chris and Becky Reidler. If they raise their hands, they work with our young men, and Bill and Shelley Terhune work with our young ladies. They're right here. So that's the home life. The second part of the program is we have our own accredited school. When the teenagers come here, they go to school here, and that's for a couple of reasons. Many times they may be behind in school, and that's an opportunity to catch up just because of the behavior things and that's been going on. So that's an opportunity for them to catch up in school. Also, if you do any research about a program like this, it's generally known that if you control that school component, the healing happens a lot quicker. You kind of have control around that environment as well as everything else, so it just makes it flow a lot better with what you're doing. We have Becky Perkle. She just recently got married. I'm still getting used to that. Becky Perkle's our Director of Education, and she's back there. And Miss Brenna is somewhere. She's a teacher. And Miss Kathy also over here. She helps in the school. And they work with our kids in school along with a lot of tutors that come in and help. And it's kind of a self-paced curriculum because obviously they're at different points along the spectrum. But they get a lot of one-on-one, kind of individualized tutoring, working with it. So that's kind of the school component. And we've seen our goal academically is to try, if they are behind, when they finish the program, our goal is to have them operate at the level that they should be at. So sometimes they may be as much as a year behind when they come here. And many times we've seen some of the kids make up that year while they're here and be able to go back to school where they should be at. And that's kind of our goal. The third part of the program is the counseling. We have 2 on-staff counselors, and every week the kids see their counselor, and every other week the parents of the child see the counselor. And they're kind of overseeing that treatment team, which includes the house parents, the teachers, and the counselor. So they're always working together on what's going on in the family, with the child and with the family, and trying to do something united, working with the families. And then the fourth part of the program is the work we do with the family. And this is the part that makes the Joy House unique. We really won't bring a child into the program without bringing the parents with them. And what that means is the parents basically make a 3-pronged commitment. Number 1, they're committed to being here for counseling themselves every other week with the same counselor that's working with their teenager. Number 2, they're committed to being here. We do like a group session and some teaching on Thursday night. They come every Thursday night in this room, and we have a parenting class that usually either a local pastor or a director of therapy leads that. And sometimes it's like a group support session and trying to work, hold each other accountable, and encourage one another. And sometimes it's some teaching that's appropriate from a biblical perspective about trying to help them as parents and work through their relationships with their child. And then the third commitment they make is that they would be involved. They would find a church home if they don't have one, and they would be involved in church, find a church to go to. Obviously, that's part of what we're doing here The kids are going to church here with their house parents regularly and getting involved in church there. And then on the weekends they're home. The parents are supposed to take them and find a church home to play into if they don't have one. And a lot of that stuff, one, we believe that Christ is the ultimate solution. He's going to bring the healing. But number two, it also provides them a base of support when they go home and they make that transition home. Hopefully they built relationships in the church where the church family can help them and continue to move forward with their lives. So that's kind of the components of the program, what it looks like. It's a phased program, which means they work through phases in the program. It normally takes about 12 to 18 months for a family to work through the program. It's not really time-based, it's more character-based. It's certain things that we're looking for as the Lord brings changes. And then they move up through the phases. And with each phase of the program, the kids begin spending more time at home, and they also begin to take on more responsibility. So when they come into the program, every other weekend they go home regardless. Because our goal is not to keep them here, it's ultimately to get them back home. And so what happens when they come in from a visit at home, they'll fill out a report, and the parents will, and tell us what that weekend was like. And then we're constantly working through whatever the issues were in the family. So every 2 weeks when they go home, or if they go on an extended break, we take some breaks during the year just to give our staff staff vacation and rest around the holidays, and we'll take a break in the summer. So we get reports every time they come back from that, how that went, and we're working through that with the family. People always ask, where do they come from? If you drew a radius around Jasper about 60 miles out, we've worked with families from every county in that radius pretty much. The majority of them have been from Pickens, Gilmer, Cherokee, if I looked at it percentages. So basically that 575, 515 corridor up through here is where we're servicing families. And how do they get here? Many times it's word of mouth. We've been around for almost 10 years now, so people that know what we're doing and they know a family that's struggling with a teenager, they'll tell them, and they'll call us. Some people find us on the web, the school system, the court system, pastors and youth pastors that know what we're doing. Many times they'll recommend it to a family, and they'll call us and begin the process of seeking help. So that's kind of how they come. We're a totally faith-based ministry. There's no state dollars that come here. It's totally privately funded. It's just individuals, businesses, churches, people that believe in what we're doing that support us.